We're coming to the end of our edible forest garden course at the Woodbine Ecology Center in June 2011, and this is the riparian area, mostly under aspens, that we're going to be converting into a forest garden. Really what we're doing is just bringing out the forest garden that's already lying somewhat dormant here. This is the glade that we want to use as our model. It's full of all kinds of interesting plants. Right below me we have some native currants. We have hawthorn. We have lots of beaked hazelnut. We have lots of red raspberry. Around the edges we have lots of chokecherry. We have angelica. There's cow parsnip. There's lots of mertensia, bluebells. There's thimbleberry coming up over there. Arnica, which is good for attracting beneficial insects, and it's an excellent medicinal plant. Here we have a polyculture of native violets growing under raspberries. And all that is growing at the base of a native hazelnut. This is the beaked hazel, which they have here. And you can see this one is ready for some pruning or a burn. It's got lots of dead wood on it that we want to take out. Also, it is starting to just make the very earliest little fruits there. So that's pretty exciting. There'll be a harvest later on. So it's this area is just full of edible plants, and with some pruning and removal of dead wood, and eventually perhaps some thinning out of these trees to the south side to let in a little more light, this could be a very productive edible ecosystem. And our best guess is that under indigenous management, with fires and various other practices, pruning, transplanting, care for these plants, this would have been a much more productive food forest. And we're attempting to take on a management system inspired by those indigenous practices. We're not able to burn here yet because things are still too thick, but we're going to do what we can to bring this back into a raspberry, hazelnut, chokecherry forest, which it perhaps once was and certainly could be again. With all this dead wood would have been cleared out with frequent low intensity fires. Would clear out the wood, would essentially prune back a lot of these plants, like the hazelnuts and hawthorns and raspberries are very fire dependent species. They thrive after a burn. So someday they'll be able to do that here at Woodbine, and in the meantime we're going to be thinning out a lot of this material and bringing in some interesting plants, native plants, and polishing up this diamond in the rough.